Hi, Cancer. I'm sorry. Um, I am wanting to do your reading for the last portion of December 2018. I've already shuffled your cards. Let's do some more shuffling though. So, yeah, I hope everything's been going well and you've been enjoying a nice holiday season if you do that kind of thing. And if you don't, well, I hope you're enjoying your season. Let's go for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Love and relationship reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, please. Show me energies present for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Show me energies present for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, please. Nice. So you got the 10 of Cups, Cancer, so that's great. So it's talking about emotional fulfillment. It's talking about being satisfied emotionally. It's talking about having family. It's talking about connection to family and your loved ones. It's talking about relationships where things are steady in regard to your emotional connection and communication. It's like a situation that is very, it's like there's a happiness in regard to the connection that's built between you. And it's something that's grown between you. It's not just instantaneous. It's something that's grown between the two of you. The Sun at the bottom of the deck in regard to that. So that's probably the most positive card in the deck. Yeah, emotional abundance, happiness. Good. Okay. So before we get all yippee-skippy about it, let's continue. Okay. Energies change. I just want to get overall view here for you, Cancer. So you have the 8 of Pentacles. So diligence, basically choosing to work towards a situation for the long haul, working hard in your relationship, you know, working hard for your relationship. This is more so on the financial aspect as well. And so getting involved with things that are going to stabilize your life financially, so, on the material level. Nine of Cups. So this card talks about wish fulfillment. It talks about happiness. It talks about basically being at ease in your emotions. It talks about being fulfilled. Yeah, a lot of good things. So far, really good. Let's keep going, Cancer. So it's like halfway out. You have the 3 of Cups. It's kind of like this. The 3 of Cups, I'm sorry for the glare, Cancer. I have the I have an extra light source on just because it's been super dark here where I live, and so I just want to make sure that you can see what's up. But we have the 3 of Cups here. So it's basically celebration, celebratory energy. It's talking about family connections. It's talking about being in connection with your peers, people of the same like study, of the same mind, like frequency, of the same groups, you know, group settings, people that you're involved with in regard to what you like to do in your life, what you like to incorporate yourself in on the off time of your life, you know, when you're not working or playing hard, or when you're not working, you're playing hard, but it's with good people. I don't think third party situation here. Show me more for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So you have the Moon in reverse in the center of the reading. So, you know, a lot of readers see the Moon as Pisces card. That's interesting. I am a Pisces. I've always seen the Moon as Cancer card, and I know your card is the Chariot, but in regard to the Moon, I feel that it's got such, I don't know. Anytime I think about the Moon, I think of you. That's like literally, I think of you before I even think of the Chariot with the Moon. Anyhow, it's like the ebb and flow of the tides. It's the shifting and change and balance and the energetic extension that makes a play on the physical being versus just in the outer realms. It's like that pull, that connective pull that we have to the universe and to the tides and to the transition between the stages of time and the elements and our seasons. You know, there's a lot of things that are connected to that, but I feel here it's like the Moon in reverse. things being communicated, not worrying about the path that you're on. Things are more clear. This reading so far is not bad at all. I'm not feeling anything negative towards this at this point, or any like warnings or anything like that. Like, I mean, in regard to the moon being in reverse, like it may communicate things that haven't been shared yet, possibly between a partner in regard to finances. It may be in regard to family members, you know, having communication with people where it's like things were maybe a little bit unclear before and they've been stabilized. Let's keep going. I'm not taking that. That's like 5 cards. Show me more for Cancer. So you have the 4 of Pentacles. So the 4 of Pentacles talks about holding on. It talks about stagnation. It talks about being stuck in energy. Sometimes the way that we think about somebody or a certain situation, it's like we don't really allow for change to happen. It's like what occurred at this point is always going to be, and it can never change, which is not fair because everything changes, and it's not how it's always going to be because there is no always. Everything is progressively changing constantly. Yeah, it talks about not letting anything in and letting anything in, and it talks about not letting anything out. It's basically stagnation, you know. That could also be in regard to family. Something somebody said or something somebody communicated may be having to do with inheritance. It could be having to do with money, that somebody may have made an offer at some point that wasn't clear, and there may be like miscommunication. And so there may be anger in regard to that or frustration, but it feels like that's clearing up. And it may have been a long-standing communication or miscommunication. Show me more. So you have the 9 of Pentacles flopping out there. The 9 of Pentacles, it's an interesting energy. It talks about basically being satisfied on your own. It talks about getting involved in life on your terms, going after what you want, you know, basically being satisfied on your own because you did it and you are the one that brought that energy to you. Okay. Yeah, it can also talk about being single as well. I don't necessarily feel that that's the case here right now. I don't. Let's just keep going. We can read it more into it in a minute. So you have Temperance here, Cancer. So Temperance is talking about balancing energies out. It's talking about communicating feelings, how we are engaged with others. You know, sometimes when we hold on to negativities from the past, it's almost as if we don't allow things to come in so we can clear the energy between people. Yeah, this may be an argument between family members. Somebody may have gotten so upset that they just left a situation. I don't feel that this is like... I don't feel that this is a relationship situation where like everything's fallen apart. It's almost as if you're in a relationship or somebody's in a relationship and like what you're in feels steady. It feels stable. And some miscommunication between friends, family members, something like that. It's almost as if there's been a rift between two people. One went their separate ways, and it's like now the energy is trying to balance things out. Now there's more of like an apologetic energy in communication. Some of you, this may be in regard to like when you deal with family for the holidays. I don't know if this is, it's almost as if things are like going to be rehashed. Things are going to be communicated in regard to the situation, and like a lot's going to be brought up, but it feels like it's going to balance things out and it's going to bring somebody back in. But while they were away, they did really well for themselves. It's like that push, their obstinance, like it worked out well for them. Show me more for a sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So you've got the Magician here, Cancer. So this is moving forward, okay? This is basically launching something off the ground, creating, bringing things into life. When we have experiences in our life and we basically learn from the mistakes that we make, we have new understanding. It's basically engaging our lives in a way where we've gotten lessons, we've learned things. And so it's like we move forward based upon the lessons that we've learned. You know, if you burn yourself on the stove 10 times, are you going to stick your hand back on the stove? Like, no, that's the stupidest explanation of that. I'm sorry. But it's like you utilize the information that you've received over a long period of time. You utilize that information to progress yourself towards the future so you don't have to make those same mistakes again, basically, what I'm trying to say. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles talks about working together with somebody. It talks about wanting to be on the same page with somebody. You know, in regard to a relationship, it's talking about, you know, I want to be with you. Let's do this together. Let me be with you, you with me. We're going to work on the same goal together, okay? In regard to a family situation where it's like somebody may have been on the outs with somebody, it could be a relationship situation with you and a partner. Honestly, I feel that this is more like family, though. I feel like this is like healing something like that's happened between you and friends or you and family members, siblings, parents. It's almost as if somebody's like, it's almost, I'm not a parent, but, and I don't have children. I don't have any children, but basically it's almost as if like when a parent says, okay, well, they've just got to go and make their own mistakes or their own situations. They'll be back when they come back and they'll be better for it. You know, it's like somebody allowing that separation, that detachment to happen without having like all of the, oh, don't go, oh, this and that, you know. It's almost as if like, the separation was necessary. The miscommunication caused a lot of things to happen that were actually positive in regard to a situation, in regard to how this person views themselves now in their life. This could be you, this could be a family member, whoever's been kind of away. It's like it's almost as if they've done good for themselves, though. It's like this push did good for them, and it wasn't necessarily intended. You know, they may have felt very pushed out or misunderstood, but it left them in a very good place because they've amassed a certain level of understanding in a situation, or they've amassed a certain amount of money, or like something is positive here for them. And it's like we're communicating more. There's a shift, a shift in the energy. It's like a back and forth. It's like we want to work together again. Okay, so let's clarify this reading. Show me the Ten of Cups for Cancer. So you have the Ten of Wands with the Ten of Cups. So this is, well, this is feeling burdened. This is feeling guilty. Somebody may feel guilty in regard to the emotions, in regard to this situation, how bad they felt, you know, and it's almost as if like coming back to communicate with the situation could have been better, but it's like they chose to stay away. And it's like now they want to work on it, but the realization that they could have come back sooner, it's almost as if they're like, oh, I could have come back sooner. But the thing is, it's like them leaving was helpful. And so it's like, if that's you who's left a situation and like you have regret or you have like remorse in regard to leaving a situation, try and see the silver lining in the situation. Try and see the brighter side of it. You know, everything has a different side and a different aspect of understanding. You know, what did you learn about this? What did you do positively in your life while you were away from the situation, or while there was like this break in between you and people or family? You know, because the communication is on the table. There's clarity here now. You've got the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So there's clarity here in regard to what is being communicated. It's like everything's, you know, the shadow is lifted. The communication is free-flowing again. I feel relief. It's like you feel a little bit more relieved. So the Queen of Swords here. So this is communication, very clear, very frank communication, and that may be what this is also for the Moon. I'm sorry. So whoever's communicating here in regard to the situation, everything's coming out, you know. And also, if somebody did somebody wrong, I feel that there's like confusion in regard to something that was said, and I don't know what was said, but it, like, I feel like it had something to do with money or like inheritance or some sort of family like standing. I don't understand what that is exactly, but it's like there's something, family, friends, something like that. It's like there was miscommunication and now it's being communicated, and whoever did the miscommunication, you need to hear them out and not like stick them back into this box like, well, you said this and it's never going to change and I hate you. What's the point in that? Like, don't do that to somebody. Listen to them. Move. You have the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Moving away from a situation that was once frustrating, and it's like now you're finding calmer waters in the situation. So this is about communication. This is about opening up. This is about connection with family. This is about opening yourself up in the home with your family, your friends. This is working on things together. This is being happy in a family. I may do a second reading for you, Cancer. This isn't very lovey. I mean, sure, it's love, relationships. In regard to family, in regard to friends, I don't necessarily see this as a love-love relationship, you know? I don't. Show me the Nine of Pentacles for Cancer. Yeah, so the Seven of Cups. So in regard to this Nine of Pentacles, wherever you or this person went in regard to being alone when they decided to be alone, they had a lot of options, and what they got involved in actually was very positive and beneficial for their growth. It changed their perception of themselves. It changed their understanding of what they could have in life. And it brought them more abundance. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's like they chose wisely in regard to what it is that they did and the time that they were away. That's what I'm feeling. Show me the Temperance card. So you have the Four of Pentacles. It came out in reverse. So this is basically this card here. Here, we're letting it go. We're dropping the burden. We're not holding on to wanting to hold on to somebody being the bad guy. We're allowing things to progress. We're not stopping things. We're basically balancing energies out and making things communicate. We're communicating. We're healing a situation with honesty, integrity, and clarity. Show me the Magician, please, for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Show me the Magician. So the Three of Swords. So why? The Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So in regard to this situation, are you holding on to the hurt? It's like, are you balancing it out or are you holding on to it? Like if you're of dual mind about it, like really do what's going to serve you and the situation best. Don't be grudgy, you know. I love you guys, but like sometimes, and it doesn't matter, every sign can be grudgy, but like Cancers can be kind of grudgy. Sometimes just because they get hurt and that hurt wants to manifest in revenge, and don't do that, you know. If you say that you forgive somebody, forgive them, you know. If somebody is trying to forgive you, maybe you miscommunicated something to someone and they're trying to forgive you, like I would say be careful in regard to how you, be careful in regard to how you trust them in the future, just because they may say sorry or they may say that they understand and it may not quite be that. I just think that that's important to say, because not everybody is ready to let things go. Like sometimes things are supposed to die and like we allow new progression to move forward, but like sometimes people don't allow that to happen. They want to stay stuck. It's like they're back and forth, back and forth. Show me the Eight of Pentacles. What's being worked on in regard to Cancer? What's being worked on? What's Cancer working on, or what's being worked on in this situation? So you have the Queen of Cups in reverse and you have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So basically this is a situation where it's like somebody's been... The Queen of Cups in reverse talks about somebody who's emotionally out of balance. They are somebody who is Well, it's also Cancer energy for sure. But it's an out of balance person. It's somebody who is emotionally venomous. They can be very, very cruel, cutting, you know, and it's like if you're being offered to like clear this up with whomever, like, please don't hold on to BS. The Ace of Cups talks about a necessity to heal. It talks about a necessity to heal situations between two people, between people. In regard to this Eight of Pentacles, somebody here wants to bury the hatchet. Somebody wants to communicate that they love you and they want to fix things. They want to put energy and effort into this situation. Don't stay stagnant just because you're hurt, okay? Don't stay stagnant just because you're hurt. You have the Ten of Swords here in the bottom of the deck in regard to this Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups in reverse. This energy that stagnated between you for the longest time, it's done, okay? This is a finality in regard to that. All right, Cancer? It's like there's layers here, but it's like what's at stake is goodness, happiness, ease in a relationship, and connection again. Like, connection is on the table. Reconnecting is on the table. Like, don't pass that up just because we want to be in pain and grudgy about something. Show me the Nine of Cups. So you have the Six of Swords in reverse. So I believe it was upright a minute ago, but the Six of Swords talks about moving away from situations that have been painful, and it's like we're trying to find new ground. In reverse, we're having a hard time getting away from that. So in regard to emotions, like you may be having a hard time moving away from certain emotions in regard to the situation. I think I'm going to do a secondary reading for you, Cancer. This, honestly, this just feels like family drama. This feels like family drama. And the holidays are coming up, and I don't know if this is me just picking up on like a fight in a family. There's a lot of love here. There's a lot of love here. But it just feels like somebody's like revisiting the past in regard to what hurt them emotionally. Yeah, and they walked away from it. You have the Eight of Cups here, Cancer. So it's like you're having a hard time releasing something that you walked away from, and it's like love, family, connection, reconnection here is on the table, but somebody's not able to let something go. Somebody's not able to allow things to die. What is this Four of Pentacles about? What's being held on to? How about that? What is the Four of Pentacles about? So that just went flying out. It's the Six of Cups. So family from the past, people from the past, childhood memories. This is reminiscing. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Swords. So basically, this is just in your mind, cycling thoughts, building things up, stories, building storylines from worries, frustrations. It's like they progress in storylines, things that aren't necessarily true. And we get caught up in these ideas, and we think that we're making sense, or we think that we've actually come to some sort of understanding of what's the truth in a situation. And it's actually just kind of more like fairy dust. It's not necessarily true. Like, there may be shreds of truth in it, but it's like it's become blown out to the point where it's not actually reality. But it's in regard to a person from the past, a family member from the past. This is the Six of Cups, talks about somebody from your past. It talks about childhood. It talks about family, brothers, sisters. If this is in a situation in regard to a brother or sister, could be parent-child, however, but like, it's like they're holding on. They're being grudgy. They're being real grudgy here. All right, show me the Three of Cups. So you have the Knight of Swords here. So in regard to this, you need to communicate with your family, or somebody needs to communicate with whomever. Yeah, communication must be on the table. No. I hate it when that happens. I always get like these weird sounds in my house. And it's always that like bang, that click. I don't know what that is, but it clicks, and it's only in this room. It only happens in this room. It just clicks like a pop. I don't know what that is. All right, show me this Three of Pentacles. What wants to be worked on in regard to Cancer? What wants to be worked on? I'm not taking all of those, Cancer. Am I? I don't know here. Okay. So you have the King of Pentacles, Cancer. Sorry, the glare, the glare, the glare. You have the King of Pentacles. I'm sorry, you have the King of Wands. This is the King of Wands here. Jesus Christ, the glare. Well, you're glared out. I'm not going to show you the rest of the cards because you're going to go blind. King of Wands, Nine of Cups, Two of Cups, Knight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. So you have possibly a father figure or just somebody who wants to stabilize this situation on an emotional level. They want to communicate their love. They want to be open to reciprocation in regard to emotions. If this is a partner or an ex-partner that's an earth sign, Libra, or I'm sorry, Gemini, dear Lord, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, they want to stabilize things. I feel this is more family, though. I feel that this is more family. This could be a father. This could be just somebody who wants to just be like, hey, listen, let's get to the meat and potatoes of everything. Let's be real, honest, and let's be genuine about this. I love you. Let's talk. Because the offer of balancing everything out is on the table. Also, in regard to inheritance, so you have the Ace of Pentacles here. Blinded by the light. It's like, in regard to the Ace of Pentacles, I almost feel like if this is in regard to, if this was a if this was a, oh my fucking God, if this was a miscommunication in regard to an inheritance or the divvying up of finances, of money amongst family members, amongst siblings, somebody didn't feel like they got enough, or like they may have gone out and like tripled their amount that they would have ever gotten, but still are holding grudges. My words are having a very difficult time coming out here. It's like I'm having a hard time talking. Somebody here is having a hard time talking. The bottom, the last card that popped out with that is the Four of Pentacles, okay? So again, the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles. So somebody holding on to grudge, somebody not letting anything in or out. That's unfortunate. I really hope that that's not the outcome. Give me advice for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So you have the Three of Wands here, Cancer. So basically, the Three of Wands talks about receiving what you want, okay? You may have communication with somebody and things get recommunicated, things get rehashed, and maybe things get a little bit more balanced out as far as like what's being given. There may just be things being balanced out between family members, siblings. I'm sorry, I'm having like a weird communication here. We have the High Priestess. So, yeah, it's like trusting what's being given to you, trusting a situation, allowing it to unfold in front of you, and just having faith that this is actually going to be something that you want. And don't be grudgy. Good Lord, don't be grudgy. Or whoever's grudgy here, like holding on to the rest of everything for eternity, like, let it go. Let it go. He said, she said, you said this, I was going to get this. Like, I don't know. Like, don't come from a place of, like, greed or something like that. Why am I picking up on this energy? Your last reading was about, like, being in a relationship where there was something about staying in a toxic relationship for like money or like materialistic things. Like this is almost a certain energy of that, like playing into this, like we're holding on to something for like money, or like we didn't get what we wanted and now we're gonna like crucify everybody. Like this is a weird energy. It sounds like it comes from somebody who's ungrateful. That's what it feels like. It sounds like it's coming from someone who's ungrateful. So if this is you being ungrateful for what is on the table, like, you know, it could be good what's on the table. Like allow things to progress at their natural state and just let them, and trust that you're going to get what you're going to get, because whoever left the situation unhappy, they've amassed some really good stuff in their life on their own. They've figured some things out on their own, and they came out good. So I'm going to close that down here, Cancer. I hope that this reading resonated with you. Honestly, this literally feels like family drama. This doesn't feel like a love reading. This just feels like family drama. Over inheritance, over what's being doled out to siblings. Could be a lot of things in regard to that, but it just feels like confrontation and frustration and aggravation in regard to family members fighting. And like, there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of love here, but it's like you have to see that, and you have to like get over the baby bullshit to like allow that love in. All right, I'm going to shut it down here. My name is Isel. I'm on YouTube as the Altruistic Mystic. I hope that this reading was helpful for you, and I may do a secondary Cancer reading, just hopefully trying to get into a little bit more of like a love situation. But, you know, in this situation, like, trust what's on the table. Trust the people talking to you or you to them. Like, you know, trust and open up, and, you know, don't be so grudgy. I don't know. I don't want to call you a grudge person, but like, somebody's very grudgy here. So, all right, take care, Cancer. Bye-bye.